So today we're going to talk about the worst mistake in English. It's really the worst. You're reading a sentence and the meaning is not complete. Or you're reading a sentence and it keeps going and going, and there are so many parts that the sentence is confusing. And to fix this kind of mistake, we need to learn how to use this thing and this thing. They're a semicolon and a period. And you might think it's easy, but I bet you've made a mistake with one of these marks recently. So, start with two examples. Anna bought candles on Friday. Which one is complete? Of course, it's going to be this one. It has a subject, it has a verb, it describes a complete action, and the meaning is clear. So if we want, we can put a period here, and we say, it's done. Right? We call that an independent clause. And we say it's independent because it's like an independent person. It doesn't need help. It's already complete. It can survive alone. How about this one? On Friday, is it complete? No. On Friday, what? What happened? We need an action. And so on Friday is not independent. To fix this one, we need to connect it to an independent clause. So let's try that. We can say, Anna bought candles on Friday. Now we have an independent clause, and we have time. We can add a period, it's complete. Or we can say, on Friday, comma, Anna bought candles, period. And did you notice when we put the time at the beginning, we used a comma. But when we put the time at the end, we didn't use a comma. You can hear that when you're speaking, right? You say, Anna bought candles on Friday. There's no pause. On Friday, Anna bought candles. You can hear that comma. Two ways, both of them are correct. Let's try another one. However, the guests arrived before she had finished the cake. Which one is complete? Which one is independent? Is it this one? No, there's no action. Is it this one? We have a subject and we have a verb, and it looks like the meaning is complete, right? Before she had finished the cake. We have a subject and we have a verb, but the meaning is not complete. Before she had finished the cake, what happened? Right, this tells us just time. Right? If I say before 5 o'clock, you're going to say before 5 o'clock, what? We need a main action. So let's connect all of these. We're going to try it. However, the guests arrived before she'd finished the cake. And we talked about this in our last lesson. We have past tense and we have past perfect. And those are a common combination. Or we can change the order. We say, however, before she had finished the cake, the guests arrived. And in both cases, the guests arrived is the independent clause. It's the main part of the sentence that has a subject and a verb, and it's a complete idea. Now, what if we want to use two sentences together? Let's put two together. On Friday, Anna bought candles. However, before she had finished the cake, the guests arrived. We took two sentences and we separated them with a period because they're both complete. And you'll notice each sentence has an independent clause. Anna bought candles, the guests arrived. So we know that they're complete. But we know that these sentences are related in the meaning. So we could say, on Friday, Anna bought candles. We use a semicolon. However, before she'd finished the cake, the guests arrived. And after a semicolon, we use a small h. Right? And we connected these with a semicolon because we have that however word. And it's common to do that because it shows that the two sentences are connected. It shows kind of but something. If we want, we can use an exclamation mark instead of a period, and that shows a strong feeling like yelling or surprise. We can use a question. What did she do? With a question mark. And so we should practice all of those skills today. A period, a semicolon, an exclamation mark, and a question mark. Now some tricky examples. If we have a quotation like this, where do we put the period? Is it inside or is it outside? We do it inside. And if we have a semicolon, we do it outside. That's just our tradition. How about if we have a question mark? What are you doing? That's a question. Somebody asked, so we put it inside the quotation. It's part of the quotation. But if it's not part of the quotation, we have to put it outside. For example, here, the police didn't ask a question. Actually, I asked a question. So it's not part of the quotation. What about an exclamation mark? It's the same idea. If it's part of the quotation, we include it inside. But if it's not part of the quotation, we put it outside. So, We have 24 lessons. Last time we studied lesson 5. And I want to review it a little bit before we continue with lesson 6. We review because we always forget a little bit. And when we forget, it's best to review, and we quickly bounce up to 100%. Even 1 minute of review or 5 minutes of review will help you bounce back. So, on our website, you're going to look at a question, choose the best one, A or B. We're also going to do videos, recordings, writing. All of that is on the page. So I want you to check that out. Right now I want to look at a student paragraph from last time. A student sent us this paragraph based on the video that we watched on our page. So let's read it. This video is about a stout police officer who caught a criminal. First, the police officer jumped up from his car with the gun in his right hand. Then shooted the tire of the criminal's car. Here we need a subject, right? Because we need a subject and a verb and a complete idea. So we could say, then he shot the tire of the criminal's car. The criminal's car rose higher in the air, but just before it reached the ground, the policeman took the criminal from the criminal's car and cuffed, it should be past tense, the criminal's hands with the rope. Now here we need a small t, because we only use a capital at the beginning of a sentence. Finally, we need a comma. He took the criminal to the police station to receive the punishment he deserved for his crime. Period. That's nice. We have a lot of subject, verb, object grammar in this paragraph, and the writer did a great job. The most important part of the video was how the policeman caught the bad man. It was a mix between fiction and action. I really liked. Now here, mix should be without ed. Mix is a noun. Fiction we don't count. So we should say between fiction and action. And then I really liked, here we need to put a period or a semicolon because we have a new idea, right? Here we have it was, subject and verb. Here we have subject and verb. So we need to separate those two and make two independent clauses. Now when we look at this one I really liked, we have to ask, is it independent? Is it complete? And it's not complete yet. I liked what? We need an object. So we could put a period here and we say, I really liked it. Right now we have a subject, a verb, and a complete idea. So we say it's independent. Great job with the paragraph. If you didn't write one last time, you can write one today. We have a new video, and I hope to get a copy of your paragraph so I can read it and send you suggestions. All right, like I said, today's lesson 6. So you've done the basic part, the learning part, but the practice part you haven't done yet. It's on the website. You go to our page, you'll find review, learn, practice, create, and 100% review. All of those sections are going to help you use the same skills, semicolons, periods, exclamation marks, question marks, all of those skills. And by the end of it, you've developed those skills and you'll feel comfortable. So let me show you the site. When you go here to lesson 6, you'll find those parts I talked to you about, review, learn, practice, create, and 100%. Try them. I hope you guys enjoy them, and I'll see you next time.